Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Motel to Apartment Conversions or Motel to Apartment Conversions LLC. I am Andrew LeBaron. I'm joined with Blaine Wright, our acquisition head. I'm the co-founder. And we got a really interesting, different type of presentation today. We're going to talk shop and really just have a discussion between Blaine and I discussing the different types of assets that we're looking for. Now, if you're watching this, I want to know where you're from. Please post in the chat if you're viewing this live. Even if you're not viewing this live, I want to know where you're from. Post in the chat what city, what market, what state. Would love to get to know you a little bit better. And at the end of this, we're going to discuss how you can reach out to us, how you can contact us. If you don't know by now, you can go to motels2apartments.com. And I'm actually going to bring that up on the screen here. Motels2apartments.com. Let's see, present, share screen. Okay. Here we go. All right. Blaine, can everybody see this?
I can see it.
Awesome. Awesome. So just a little recap. What we do, we convert motels and hotels into apartment style housing. Now, notice I said apartment style. We are switching things up on our strategy, and it's not a pivot, it's more of a shift. And I'll tell you the reason why. But first of all, if you got here because you found our site, welcome. If you got here because you saw social media or an email, welcome. These weekly webinars are every single week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays are all about deals. Thursdays are all about our investors, where we discuss investment returns. We discuss our projects. We discuss the ins and outs, kind of the granular numbers, the financials, so on and so forth. Site's acting a little buggy, but we are Motel to Apartments is still converting motels and hotels into apartment style housing. And we'll discuss exactly what that might look like going forward, because I know things have kind of changed in the last, I'd say 3 months. I'm going to take this down and we're going to discuss a little bit of our story and what shifted and what changed. So this is all good news. The reality of converting motels and hotels is we are buying product, we're buying assets with 250, sometimes 200, 300, 400 square feet. These are smaller spaces to live in. They're not large. And one of the challenges that we've ran into, and which most operators will run into, is convincing folks to sign a 6-month or a 12-month lease inside of a 300 square foot box. And it doesn't matter if that 300 square foot box is paved with gold, has Brooklyn bedding in it, has a 100-inch screen TV in it. That might be overwhelming, but it wouldn't matter, because the space simply does not allow, for competition's sake, to award a 6-month or 12-month lease. I know I really butchered that last line, but basically the 300 square foot space is not ideal for a long-term tenant. So the question is, what kind of person would stay in a 300 square foot space? Well, there's other competitors out there that do what we do. We're not the only ones. Siegel Suites, Vivo Living. And a lot of these folks really pick up some of the demographics that are that have a higher turnover, possibly a higher CapEx. What do I mean by that? Higher turnover could be due to inability to pay or inability to keep the space in sound condition, inability to follow rules, and then higher CapEx is just recovery of damages, improvements, just capital expenditures. So when you extrapolate that data, as a company, we made a decision. We wanted to go back into R&D, research and development. We wanted to see what we could find out there that would function like apartment style housing, but they're still hotels, they're still hospitality assets. And we found a couple. We found a couple companies doing this very well. And one of them is known as Waterwalk. Waterwalk builds from the ground up. These are 2 bedrooms, sometimes 3 bedroom, a lot of times 1 bedroom to studio style suites. But these are hotel managed properties. The whole 9 yards. It's a hotel. You check in, check out, same thing. Every expectation you have for a hotel is there, but they allow you to stay as long or as short as you like. Going forward, we are promoting a brand that we are launching known as Parkrise, which will be a similar product, which will have short-term, long-term stay accommodations without a contract, or excuse me, without a lease agreement. There is a contract without a lease agreement, without a long-winded application process, without um, the I would say the complicated key handoff vetting process that multifamily runs into, where we could allow residents to stay a week, a day, a month, a year, or longer, and we can negotiate rates for them through our management company. I say our management company because we are working with a management company that is sound. They are actually the managers of very notable brands out there, and they're doing really well. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to move to Parkrise. Can you guys see Parkrise or not yet? Actually, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to stop screen share. I'm going to share the screen again. I'm going to pull up Parkrise and discuss Parkrise. After I discuss Parkrise, Blaine's going to talk to us about the ideal type of acquisitions we are looking for. But Parkrise is our brand. As you can tell, it is the stay long, stay short, stay here. That's our slogan. It's currently being trademarked, and this is our long vision brand identity for motel to apartment conversions. Remember, our company is still motel to apartment conversions. That's what we do. This is a brand of our company, and our goal is to exit 50 properties with the Parkrise branding and operation to a larger chain hotel. That's our goal. We need to do this in 5 to 10 years. We are flexible living. This is the type of product that we build in the end. This will be a type and a shadow of what you'll see down the pike. But as you can tell, there's a dishwasher, there's a full service oven, you got a microwave, you got an L-shaped kitchen. It's all there. I mean, the whole enchilada. I mean, this is really just a studio apartment. Much more of a higher expectation than a hotel room for decent rates for long-term, short-term. We also provide unfurnished. We provide furnished. And that flexibility is really following the coattails of a company known as Waterwalk. If you look up Waterwalk, go to waterwalk.com. They are really a model that we follow as far as management, as far as detail, as far as design. We won't be exactly like them. Obviously, we'll have our own taste and our own design, our own style. They also build from the ground up. We don't, but this is what our product looks like. It is furnished, bed, table, chairs, bedding, TV, all utilities included, appliances, and it's ready to go. That's the point. The point is it's ready to go for as long as you like. Whereas a lot of extended stay products out there, they're not totally flexible, or their pricing is just wildly unacceptable. We want to be that answer to that growing problem across the Sunbelt states. So we're allowing the residents to stay on their own terms. This is what it looks like. Now, I'm going to let Blaine take the wheel a little bit and discuss the type of properties that we're going after. They don't include these anymore, or not as much, I would say. Lower priority of these exterior corridor, higher priority on interior. But I'm going to let him kind of explain that about what we're looking for, what our eyes are set, or how our eyes are set on a different type of asset class that maybe not even 3 months ago it was totally different. Go ahead, Blaine.
Yeah. So, Andrew, will you scroll up to where I think we have a Houston property that we looked at really strong? There was kind of a picture of that. If you
Yes.
scroll up, right there. Stop. So so we are looking for something that looks like this. Ideally, we want interior corridor, really nice looking aesthetically assets. And so where someone can show up and they're like, wow, looks really nice. We want an inviting space. So we're looking in major metros, mainly Sunbelt states from Arizona to Texas, North and South Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, in major markets in B to A to B class type areas where people are going to want nice uh, extended living apartment. That's just this is what they're looking for, and so that's what we're looking for. So, um, in a population wise, we need to be in a major metro. So it's got to be 250,000. Maybe it's a bigger college town or something of that nature. We would be interested in something like that. And so we're really trying to find an asset that we can go into and beautify it and present it to the public. Now, what we're different is we're not doing this ground up. We're looking for assets that one of two things is happening. Number one, it's in physical distress. It needs updating. It hasn't been touched in 15 years or whatnot. Or maybe the seller is in maybe financial distress, meaning maybe they don't have the funds to update the property and they're kind of stuck. Or maybe they're tired of being a hotelier. We've run into lots of people when we look at properties where, oh, I've owned this thing for 20 years and I just want out. I want to retire. And that's okay too. Like we will talk to them. And oftentimes those are the best deals that we can, formulate with the seller. The other item that we love and the assets we have acquired is based on seller financing. We love seller financing. We love working with the seller. It's faster. It's typically easier, and there's a lot of things that we can control when the seller financing is in place. And oftentimes, and 99% of the time, the seller's going to make more money. So the seller's going to put more money in their pocket if they work with us on a seller financing transaction. So that's a basic overview of what we're doing. The other thing is we love absolutely want properties with kitchens in them. That is a home run for us. It just saves us so much cost. It saves us time. It saves us dealing with getting permits from the city. And it's just a lot of hurdles when we don't have to worry about adding kitchenettes. The other item is we love independent hoteliers. We love the independent brands. We want to work with the independent hoteliers. And the reason is there's just less hurdles to overcome in order to get a deal done. And that's really what it comes down to. It's just the lack of hurdles to get a deal done when you're dealing with the flag project. Not that we wouldn't look at a flag. So let me be clear. That's not the end all be all. But if it is flag, there's just some hurdles because there's something called liquidated damages. Oftentimes we have to navigate, negotiate, and try to get that solved in order to acquire an asset.
Awesome. Absolutely. And well said, Blaine. We are looking for nicer properties in large areas, in large cities. I would even go as far as saying 1990 or newer, beautiful kitchenettes already installed, already there. We're going to slap our brand and our operation on it, and move a little bit differently. I'm going to reiterate the problems that we may run into going forward, that Blaine already outlined. Is a lot of these properties we're looking for are already branded, and because they're already branded, it could be a tough ordeal to deflag them, which is a phrase we use in the hotel world. to remove a brand or remove a franchise. So we're open to working with any seller, especially creative acquisitions. Like Blaine was saying, was kind of our bread and butter. It's what we've done before. We're great at it. Right now, we're going to see some loan defaults coming up in the next few quarters. We're going to see some distressed sellers. We're going to see some bank rates jump from 4% to 8%. Time's running out for a lot of these people, and that might provide opportunity for us to show up and get the deals done. Guys, want to thank you today for joining us. If you have a deal that you want to offer, all you have to do is send it to sell your motel, or excuse me, motels2apartments.com/sell your motel. I think I can actually post that here. Let me see, motel to apartments.com/sell your motel. Motels2apartments.com/sell your motel. Here it is. Super important that if you have a deal, go to this web page, fill it out, and we'll work with you. We don't ask you for the actual address. We make sure that you're protected. Blaine is very good at working with other professionals, brokers, agents, wholesalers, investors, so on and so forth, to ensure that they get protected and they're included in the deal. We'd love to see your deals. Again, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Phoenix, Tempe, Florida, the Carolinas, Nashville, large cities, large populations, large traffic, and nicer class buildings is what we're looking for. Thanks for joining us today, guys. And again, you can reach us next week, same time. We're going to be here. This will be posted to our YouTube and our Facebook and so on and so forth later, and we hope to see you then.